Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I hope everyone is doing great today. And in this occasion, our groups are going to present a hortatory text with the term mental health among teenagers. So, before we get started, let us introduce ourselves first. Start with me. My name is Alfio Alpha. Here.
My name is Rachel Faniyat. My name is Sarah Skapspaten.
And without further ado, let's dive into it. So, being teenagers is not always easy. We go through a lot of physical and emotional changes. Therefore, we are more at risk of having mental health problems. What is mental health? So basically, mental health is about how we think, feel, and express our emotions. How do we handle stress and pressure from different situations? For example, when we got trouble or problems with our friends, or maybe we got our relationship with our parents, there are pressure and stress, right? So the skills to manage those stress are really important. Therefore, mental health is really a big deal for us as teenagers. And in fact, 1 in 5 teens experience mental health disorder. It's because they are not aware how important mental health is. Okay. And now we're going to shift to the causes and the implications of mental health disorder. So, we as teenagers got problems, or maybe have sometimes have complicated relationship with parents, friends, and also teacher. And those pressure, if we can manage, as I said earlier, would flashes after all. And a survey from American Psychological Association shows that most teens feel stressed or depression or depressed about their schoolwork. Therefore, it could lead to the implication of anxiety and depression. And the next cause is social media. Social media, I think we are all agree that it's play a huge role in our life, because everything related to social media nowadays. Like when we are looking for news, or if there's a new trend, we always look at the social media. And the problem is, as teenagers, we don't really know how to manage So as teenagers, when we look at social media, we sometimes unaware that we compare ourselves to the others at online, and that activity would often cause us an insecure feeling. Like you feel inferior to the one that you saw in the social media, and eventually it could lead to low self-esteem, which implicate which would have impact, like you play social media, right? Then maybe you get addicted, and it could break your sleep cycle, and also it could lead to the low self-esteem. You will or would feel insecure to one in online, or maybe you have the feeling in yourself that I'm not enough, or maybe I didn't have the same standards as people in social media. So that would lead to the social withdrawal. So we kind of avoid the interaction with people among us. Okay. So there's some solution that we could do to prevent these problems or mental health disorder. So the first one is by encouraging the communication. So we school, friends, and family plays a huge role in this topic, because schools, family, and friends could offer the teenagers or maybe the one or the person who feeling depressed or look kind of sad in his day a conversation, because with conversation we could reduce the stress or maybe make him feel better by sharing his problem or her problems. And by doing so, we could make him feel that she or he has a strong support system. Well, that it's really important because maybe she or he would, in other occasion or in other time, would know where or when she or he should tell her stories to. I mean, someone to talk to, he wouldn't know. He would know that person. So for the next solution, Chikan will continue this presentation.
School programs that teach about mental health are very helpful. Having students with knowledge to regulate mental health is friendly. Schools that focus on mental health education have stimulate bullying and better emotional health among students. Having counselor and psychology as well as at school is also important. This professional can help students deal with problems before they get worse. School-based mental health service leads to better grades, behavior, and emotional health. Regarding Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
Okay, so for the next question, for the next solution, Cheryl will continue this one.
Communities can help by running programs and social campaigns about mental health. Campaigns like Bell Stop encourage people to share their struggles and support each other. These efforts can help break the silence and make it easier for the teens to ask for help. Finally, teaching teens about self-care and healthy habits is key. Activities like exercise, mindfulness, and hobbies can help them to manage stress and regular physical activity. Physical activity can lower the risk of depression and anxiety. Regarding to the World Health Organization 2020.
Okay, for the next slide, please. So this part it should be continued by Eva, but because she said no, I will continue it. So the conclusion for this presentation is, as teenagers, we are really vulnerable to mental health disease because this world is getting messed up by any incidents or moment that we saw in social media or maybe our daily life that we don't really realize it could maybe make the condition of our mental health is getting worse. So by offering the communication or the conversation with the one who feel depressed or maybe have some anxiety would really helpful for them, and providing them support and also make them feel safety by being a person to talk with is really helpful. So maybe mental health is really overlooked topic because people would say that it's not that important. We just need to work hard. We just need to have work to do, and maybe we could forget about mental health. But if we look at the Chinese, if we look at the China and Japan, we could realize or get the right thread that mental health is really important, because if we have too much stress, we don't really want to continue our lives and being and after all get to suicide. Yeah. So I think that's all about us. If there's a question, maybe you could raise your hand.
Any question?
Okay. Joel first, and then Shelby. Oh. Joel.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Joel Nurulhuda. I'm from Teknologi. I want to ask why are so many people still afraid to talk about mental health issues?
Still what?
Afraid to talk about mental health.
Okay. That's it. Maybe Joel. Shabina. Go for it.
Here, I just want to ask straight my questions. First, you guys say that the solutions that you can give is talk to the teachers. What if there are lots of cases where teachers can't give solutions directly to victims of bullying? So instead of giving solutions, they just spread the news pervasively, like in a bad way, and give it to another student as a bad example without knowing the impact it will have on victims of bullying. So, what are you guys going to do to solve these problems? Thank you.
Thank you, Joel and Shabina, for the questions. So let us discuss first and then answer our questions. Okay, so we are going to answer the question from Joel first. So Joel were asking about why is that people afraid to tell about this or maybe talk about mental health topic. So in our opinions, people are afraid to talk this people scared to talk this topic. It's because they scared if others people would judge them as weaknesses, or maybe they would give a stigma to the person who talk about this topic as a person who cannot deal with their own problems. So they kind of go crazy. But at the core, it's really important because we don't really know. Maybe especially in teenager, we are still learning. So there are a lot of things that we don't really know. And I believe that as Gen Z, we are more open to the sensitive topics, and therefore maybe people that people that are afraid to talk about this topic is still scared. And maybe people that may be afraid to talk about this topic need to space or maybe community to help them grow. So we could make a space where they can feel more acceptance, where they can feel more accepted. Okay, maybe that's it. Well, is it? Thank you. Okay, so for the next one is question from Shafin. So I think if we want to
Coba jawab nanti diperkuat sama aku. Masih bisa.
Okay, for the next question is from Shafin. Shafin asked us why teacher spread more about
Bullying.
about our story about bullying. For example, to students or other people, in our opinions, we need to look at the teacher first, or maybe the teacher seems or for the teacher is bad. Sorry, Miss. we need to be careful. Before we talk or we share our problems to the teacher. In school, at school, we have
We can share.
Our problem.
With counselor. Yeah, their job to deal with the problematic teachers, yeah. Problematic students, okay? Udah ya? Okay? Good.
Thank you for your attention. We are sorry if we had mistake or maybe there's a problem in our presentation. Thank you everyone and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Okay,
wabarakatuh.
bye.